Hey guys, welcome to my first ever vintage Gucci collection video. Yay! I've never actually had enough Gucci bags to make a collection video before. So finally, after 6 years of collecting vintage designer handbags, I finally have a small collection of vintage Gucci bags to show you. And in this video, I'm going to give you all the juicy details, like what price I paid for each bag, and I'll show you mod shots as well. Now for each of these bags, don't forget, I already have unboxing, try on and what fits videos, which I'll link down below. So if you want to see any more details about any one of these bags, just check the description box and you'll find the link there. Now I'm going to go in the order of when I purchased the bag, and I will be giving you the price that I paid at that time in Australian dollars, but I'll put the rough US dollar conversion on the screen for you as well. So without further ado, let's get started on this vintage Gucci collection. So the very first bag I bought is this brown monogram coated canvas GG camera bag. This I bought in 2018 for only 150 Australian dollars. Guys, that was such an amazing price. And this I bought from a private seller on an app that's no longer in Australia, but it was called Carousel. I think this app still works in like Singapore and Malaysia, but the Carousel no longer exists in Australia. Now this one I think is from either the 90s or the early 2000s. So most of my bags are from the Gucci Accessory collection, which is dated from 1979 to the 1990s. However, this is not Gucci Accessory collection. This is a bit later than that. So this was my very first Gucci bag and I was absolutely stoked at the price. Now this next bag is actually an honorable mention. This is a bag that I bought in 2019 and it was actually organized as a family gift to my sister for her 40th birthday. So this is a vintage Gucci Accessory collection flap bag with a magnetic flap. And this one we got at a really good price as well, about 250 Australian dollars. And this was from a Japanese eBay seller. So that was for my sister's birthday back in 2019. Okay, then I had a huge gap between 2018 and 2024 before I personally bought myself any more Gucci bags. So that was like a 6-year gap where I didn't buy any Gucci bags at all. So the first Gucci bag I bought in 2024 is this Ivory GG coated canvas crossbody bag. And this one, I really love that ivory coated canvas. It's so nice and bright, and I think it's a really good alternative to the Louis Vuitton Damier Azur coated canvas, because for a long time I was looking for one of those, but they were always on the pre-love market, cracked or stained or yellow. But a lot of these Gucci ivory canvases are not. They are not cracked, they are not stained, and they are not yellow, and they are actually really easy to clean. So this bag, actually I have swapped out the strap. It did not come with this chain strap, that's just one I put on there myself. It came with this matching leather strap, this really thin, non-adjustable, but it is removable leather strap. But I found the length a little bit too long for me, hence I changed it out. So this one I actually got on eBay from an Australian private seller. Now, including the shipping cost, it was about $370 all up. And this one did go through the eBay Authenticate process. And that one was my very first experience with eBay Authenticate. Get the eBay Authenticate card and an eBay Authenticate box. So you can see here's from the Gucci Accessory collection, and you can see the tag there. And what I want to point out is that a lot of these older vintage Gucci bags have mixed metal logos. So you can see it's gold on the outside and silver on the inside. And a lot of these also come with the graded lining, but luckily this one had already been dealt with by the previous owner. Now the next bag I bought in 2024 was this bag. So this is a gorgeous crossbody bag with this dome shape, and this is a really good alternative for the small Ophidia shoulder bag, which I'll put up here. The last time I checked, the price of that was 2,800 Australian dollars, whereas this one I bought in 2024 from a Japanese seller on eBay for 340 Australian dollars. So that's a big difference, 340 versus 2,800. So I think this shape is a really great vintage and affordable alternative if you're into that dome shape Gucci Ophidia shoulder bag that's on the website. So with this one, you can see it actually has a different type of logo to the bag I just showed you. So you can see there's this type of logo here or this type of logo here. So I think that this bag was made over different years, and over the different years it has, some of them have this type of logo and some of them have this type of logo. Additionally, this is also vintage Gucci Accessory collection, but you can see the tag is on the pocket there versus this one where it has a tag like that. So as you can see, there's differences across different years of the Gucci Accessory collection. And this has a really interesting clasp. So that's the clasp there. And you pull back this part and that creates an opening and you can unlatch your strap there. Non-adjustable crossbody strap, but I'm happy with the length of this one. So that was it for my purchases in 2024. Now we're up to 2025 and I bought 3 Gucci bags. So this is a vintage Gucci accessory collection camera bag. Now you might think this one looks exactly the same as this one. And yeah, they pretty much are the same bag. But this colorway does not have this webbing. However, there is a navy version which also has the webbing, and I believe there's a black version which also has the webbing too. But for some reason, the white or the ivory version doesn't. And I looked it up online and I did find a couple of these and all of them don't have the webbing because I thought maybe someone had removed it. But I think this colorway just didn't come with the webbing. If anyone knows, let me know why my ivory one doesn't have this fabric here. Because I saw the blue and the black and the brown all have it. Let me know if you know. Now remember, this one is not Gucci accessory collection, but this one is. So I think they just remade the same style over different years. So as you can see here, it's got the Gucci accessory collection tag, but it didn't have that paper there like what you saw in the other bag. Now bear in mind when I tell you the price, there was a flaw here. So you can't really see it anymore because I've tried to repair it, but there was a big opening crack on the piping here right at the front in the middle. So with that flaw, I paid $186 after I got a little bit of a partial refund for the flaw. So that's Australian dollars too. So I think I paid a really good price with this one. And so now I have a duplicate pair here. And I think this white ivory color is really easy and neutral to pair with lots of outfits. So the next bag I bought in 2025 is this vintage Gucci flat bag. Now you might say, isn't that the same bag you organized for your sister that you showed us earlier? Yes, it is, but this is in the brown monogram colorway. I actually always loved that bag that we organized for her. So I've been hunting down one for myself and I finally found one that was at a reasonable price. But there was actually a flaw in this bag that was not disclosed. So the strap here actually just came apart at this seam here. So it broke. And I have since repaired it myself. I did a DIY job. So for this one, I thought it was a really good price, even when I didn't know it was broken. But I did get a little bit of a partial refund back when I spoke to the seller. So all up, this was 186 Australian dollars after my partial refund, which I thought was a very reasonable price for even a broken strap because I was able to fix it myself. Maybe if I had to pay for it at a spa, I'd have a different opinion. But because I was able to DIY it and manage the repair, I was happy with the price. So this was from a private Australian seller, not a Japanese reseller. So this one looks like this on the inside. So most of the original lining is still intact. There was a little bit of flaking, but to prevent further flaking, I painted it with a layer of acrylic finisher. And you can see here, it's the Gucci accessory collection tag. And it does have the paper there as well. I wanted to give this one multiple looks. So for a casual vibe, I use this original leather strap that comes with it. But if I want a more dressy vibe, I actually DIY made this chain strap, which is like a loop. And it has a clasp there. So I just pull out this strap and then loop this chain through these loops here and then use it the same way. So this is what it looks like if I'm using the chain strap with it. And lastly, this is the bag that I just unboxed for Christmas 2025. And this is a vintage Gucci accessories collection, black canvas this time. So you saw I have 4 different colors. Got the brown, the navy, the ivory, and the black, and I was purposely collecting this quadfecta. You know how for Louis Vuitton lovers, which I am also, a lot of people want to collect the trifecta, monogram canvas, damier band, and damier azur. Well, I just took that concept and applied it to the vintage Gucci accessory collection, which happens to have 4 colors. So I did a quadfecta. And I find that the vintage Gucci canvas, a lot of the pieces have held up much better than vintage Louis Vuitton items on the pre-love market. These, less of them have cracks or staining on the canvas. Like the canvas almost looks perfect on all of them, even if there might be issues with the leather. Usually the canvas doesn't have too many problems, whereas a lot of the vintage Louis Vuitton pieces, a lot of the issues are on the canvas itself, which is a sort of unrepairable. Like Louis Vuitton would never repair it for you. They'll do the leather but never the canvas, but some people do DIY the canvas themselves. So this is a bag that I got for 350 Australian dollars from a Japanese reseller, but not through eBay this time. I got it from their direct website because there was a 20% off promo code. That's how I got that price, because it would have been like a 500 Australian dollars on eBay instead, and I wanted to get that savings. And you may think, isn't this the same bag as this one? Yes, it is. This bag I thought was so cute and worked so well for me. I was happy to collect this black one in the same style. I love duplicates. I know some people think it's weird to collect duplicates, but I collect duplicates. So they were roughly the same price, even though I bought one in 2024 and bought one in 2025. But you'll see they have, even though they're the same bag, different style hardware. So probably because in the year range that they were made, which is 1979 to 1990s, they were probably made in maybe different decades at that time. And that's probably why they have different hardware. I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. So guys, let me know which one was your favorite out of all of my vintage Gucci bags. Some people think Gucci is just, it's not in, it's just not trending at the moment. But I really love their vintage pieces and think they're highly durable and still affordable on the pre-loved market. So I think it's good value for money if you're into vintage designer bags. Now, if you guys haven't already seen the unboxing and try on video for this bag, I'm gonna leave it here. And if you guys wanna learn more about how to rehab or spa a vintage Gucci bag at home, I'm going to leave the tutorial here. And if you want to know how I cleaned out the interior of these bags when they were flaking and peeling, I'll leave that tutorial here.